Welcome to this video. In this video, we are right now here in the transaction code F-29 to post customer down payments. And within here, I would like to demonstrate you SAP FI Validation. So look at this. I have entered some sample data, hit the enter key once again, and then you will see this error message. So down payment A is not allowed for vendor. You can see that I'm currently using one special message or custom message class and a message number 002, because within SAP FI Validation you are able to enhance the SAP standard to implement some custom checks without any ABAP programming, without any enhancements, bodies, whatever. You can easily implement SAP FI validations to implement some further checks. And yeah, within this video, I would like to show you this, how you can easily set up SAP FI validations. And so enjoy this video and let's get started. So to set up an SAP FI validation, we have to go to one specific transaction code, and it's OB28. And then within here, first of all, you have to click on new entries. Within here, you have to specify your company codes. In this case, it's 1710. Then if you use the for help, then you see that you can specify, you can select between 3 different calling points. So 1 is for the calling point for document header, 2 is for the line item, and 3 is for the complete document. And we would like to make an SAP FI validation on the line item. So I choose the 2, the second one, and then you hit the enter key. And then you select it, and then you have to create your validation. So then you have to choose the menu function, environment, and then validation, or you could also hit the F2 key on your keyboard. Then basically you move over within here. First of all, you get a nice explanation about your different actions, how you can create a validation, how you can maintain a validation, and so on. So you can read this description, this explanatory text briefly on your own. But basically, because we have chosen the calling point 2, we would like to create a validation on the line item. And therefore we choose create validation. And then first of all, you have to specify one validation name. In my case, I just choose set underscore 0001, and within here you can just enter a brief description. So for example, check vendor and special GL indicator. Hit the enter key. Then basically you have maintained your validation. If you want to, you can also restrict the validation on some authorization objects. You can just use the for help if you want to, but basically, within here you can save your validation, and then you have saved it. So what we have to specify is, or to create, is a step. And to do this, so here we can see on the dark triangle that currently on this validation, because it's a new validation, there is no step. So we would like to insert or create a step. And now we can see that basically a step contains of 3 parts. So a prerequisite, a check, and a message. So basically the prerequisite is, for example, the condition when the check should be executed, and when, for example, the check is positive, then the message will show up and block the further processing. So in this case, here you can basically enter a brief description for this validation step. So we would like to check once again the vendor and a special GL indicator, and hit the enter key. And now we would like to maintain our prerequisite. So, and here it's important to know that you need to know the technical name or at least the description. And I can highly recommend that you switch um, to the technical name. So you turn on the technical name as well. So you click on this button, and then within the column technical name, you will see also the technical name. And here it's important, so if we open up the F-29 once again, then we can see that basically we would like to create an SAP FI validation based on the account number of the customer and the special GL indicator. So when you set the focus on this field, then hit the F1 key, then basically within the technical information, here you see the data element. And that is what we need in most cases. You will see in a couple of seconds. So it's NEWKO. So if we copy this, and if we move over to this, then basically, yeah, you open up the BZAC, and then you can search for this, and then you paste in Nuku, and then you execute the search. Whoa, could not find the search term NEWKO in the operand list. Yeah, what a pity. So here you have to be really careful because, yeah, basically, not in every case the technical name displaying within here is the same as in the DIM Pro. In this case, you just need to know this kind of stuff. So in this case, because if we open up the F-29 once again, you can see that in this case, it's the accountant number. And because in the DIM Pro, there different data element, different field is being used, but in the background, so where the data is directly saved, a different field is being used as shown in here. That is definitely what you need to know. Honestly, it's a pity, but you just need to know this. So in this case, if we're using Control F once again to searches, you have to know that it's the field KUNNR. So to the customer number, and to add a field to the editor, there you simply double click on the name. So you double click on this, and then you see that directly this field has been added to the editor. And we would like to make a prerequisite, so a condition, and therefore you click on the equal sign, and then you insert a constant. In this case, I would like to insert the constant on this field. If you want to, you can also use the for help on this point, so it's based on the field you've chosen. The for help will be used. But if you know this by heart, you can also add this manually. And then you click on the continue button or hit the enter key. And now you see that the status has been changed from yellow to green. So now you can see, based on the syntax check, that your statement, your prerequisite, is correct and complete. By the way, for example, if you made a typo, if you made any mistake, of course you can correct it. You just can delete the element. So you just based from the cursor, you can delete the whole statement wherever you like to. So you just can delete the element. Now you see that the statement is basically correct but incomplete. You can add your statement once again or correct it manually. So this is important. Then basically we are done for our prerequisite basically. So we're going one step back, and now we would like to save our prerequisite, so the first part of our step. Okay, great. So then based on the summary, we can see that our prerequisite is done, and we have to basically complete our check and our message. So therefore, we double click on the check. Here you exactly see the same on the editor. So therefore, you once again double click on the basic, and now we once again try to get the field from the F-29 for the special GL indicator, hit the F1 key, technical information, and now we're seeing the UMS key set. So let's try this once again. So Control F, Control V to paste it in. So and now we can see that the field is now available. So we double click on this and then we would like to make an unequal to the constant A. So because of that, we just would like to make the check on the special GL indicator if it's not A, and then the message should be output. So therefore, we're going again one step back, save our changes. Okay, great. And then last but not least, we're going to message. And within message, basically within here, you have specified a message class. So, and in order to change the message class, we have to use a little trick. So basically, I would like to open up the data browser for a second within the transaction code SE16N. And within here, I open up the table GB02C. And if I execute this, then we can see basically that here we have two entries for the class 9. There we have this message class that is currently being used and another entry. So, and here basically you have to keep in mind that the whole validation with all the steps is linked to one class, and that uses one message class. And in order to change this, basically you have to run a report. So therefore I open up the SA38 transaction, and therefore within here you can use a report, and that's the report RGUGBR28. And if you execute it, then basically within here you can enter your Boolean class, you can enter the old message class and the new message classes that replaces the old message class. But I will close this for a second because I'd like to show you how you can basically within the OB28 find these steps without looking in the data browser, without executing this report, because under environment there you have the option to change the message class. But currently it's hidden, it's just visible. You can't execute it because, as mentioned, you just have to change the message class for the whole validation. So once again, for the step, it's once again hidden and within here as well. But if you, for example, double click on the line item or within here, then you can see that you have the option to change the message class, and therefore you will move over to the shown report. And if we, for example, choose directory, then if we execute this for a second, then within here you can see based on our validation, you can see that the Boolean class 9 is currently being used. So therefore, this is the indicator which shows you what kind of class you have to change. So therefore, we're going steps back. And within here now we would like to change this. So we click on environment, change message class. And within here we use 9 for the Boolean class. For the old message here we are choosing this message class. And for the new message, the message class that we would like to use now on. First of all, if you want to, you can choose test run, then you can execute this. So yeah, basically within here you can see that this is working correctly. So we're going back, we remove the test run flag, we execute this, and now we can see that basically the message class has been replaced or deleted. If you click on display validation, once again, you have to choose the validation, of course, then you click on display validation. And then within here, you can see that we've changed our message class, our message ID successfully. So we're going a couple of steps back. So this is totally fine. And if we choose within here, you have to, I think you have to reload it. Doesn't show the settings we would like to see right now. Yeah, now we see that it has been reloaded. So here we can see that the message ID within here is shown. And if we're going once again to the message, then we can see that the message class is shown correctly. It takes some time to update it properly. And now what we like to do is we would like to maintain a message for our message class. So therefore we can click on the maintain message button, or if you want to, you can go, where is it, under environment, maintain messages, and therefore you can as well maintain the messages. And within here I have already prepared a message. If you want to, you can also go to edit and then next free number, and then basically, yeah, you can click the edit selected entries, then you type in your message that you want to. But basically within here I've typed in this message and I used two placeholders to variables, so and one and two. And basically you will see the outcome in a couple of seconds, but basically the placeholder is replaced by the information during runtime. So I would like to show this message when basically the prerequisite is successful and the check is false, so fails, then this message should be shown. So basically in our case, because we would wanted to check based on a specific vendor, and the check is then false when you basically enter the special indicator A. So this is totally fine. Then you click on the save, and then you have already your message. So I've already, as you see, maintained the message, so I don't need to do this once again. And within here under message number, there you can select your created message number. So in my case, it's the message number 002. And then under message variables, there you can specify your message variables that you would like to use in the message class. And in my case, it's the in the table BZEC, and it's basically, yeah, this indicator for the down payment, and then once again the BZEC, and then the customer number. And now if I enter, then you can basically see that the message class has been taken, and yeah, basically this information is replacing the first placeholder, and this is replacing the second. You can use up to 4 placeholders, up to 4 variables if you want to, and you can also trigger a workflow if you want to. By the way, if you have any questions, if you would like to see that, please put them in the comment section. Then I will produce an own video about triggering workflows in SAP FI Validation. Yeah, okay, great. Then you save your changes once again, and then you're good to go. If you go to the step, then you can see right now within here basically the summary, so the prerequisite, and then the check, so basically when it is false, and what should happen if the prerequisite matches, and if the check is false, then this will be output and blocks the further processing. Okay, great. So then let's go back to the customizing. And within here, we basically have to link our setting, our company code, and the calling point to the created validation. So therefore, you can type in manually the validation, or you can also use the for help and then take it over. And it is important that you activate the validation. So therefore, on the activation level, you have to set it to active. So therefore to 1. By the way, if you just want to have it active, so just in yeah, not in batch input, not usable by the batch input, then you can also use 2. But in my case, I just would like to set it to 1, and then you hit the enter key, and then you save it. And yeah, basically then you can link it to a customizing request. But basically now it is active. And now we would like to test our changes. So we double click on the validation, and then we click in the menu function to validation, and then simulate. and therefore within here you can type in your customer number, so basically this one, and the special GL indicator, so in this case A. And so yeah, we would like to test this to simulate this. Then we execute this, and now what we can see is basically within here, within the flow, the first step has executed, and within here the condition is true, because yeah, basically the customer number has been entered, and the check is false because the special GL indicator is not unequal to A, it is equal to A, and then the message will be output, so the down payment A is not allowed for this vendor. If you want to, you can also click within here, display data use, and then you will move over to here. So, and then if we, for example, change the data to this one, again special GL indicator to A, then we can see that the condition is false, and so it blocks the further processing, so the check won't be checked, and of course not the message will be output. And if we, for example, use, for example, F and then execute this, then the condition is true, yeah, but not the check is true because the special GL indicator is unequal to A, so this is also fine. Yes, we would like to exit this, and now we would like to test this in the F-29 transaction code. So to post customer down payments, and within here we can basically type in our accountant, and within here the special GL indicator, just some test data, then here hit the enter key, once again enter. Then we take this over, and now we can see, based on the message, that we can see that down payment A is not allowed for the vendor. We can see that basically our message class is being used with the message number 2, so all works perfectly fine. So this is really, really great. Yeah, and now you can see that you can easily set up your own SAP FI validations to implement some further checks without any ABAP programming knowledge, without enhancing the SAP standard and so on. I think this is quite useful. And as mentioned, if you have any questions, put them in the comment section, and please subscribe to this YouTube channel to never miss great upcoming videos. Hit the like button. Thank you so much, and then see you in the next video.